got a story. I got a story. Yeah. I got a story. Somebody trying to sneak in my frat, and it ain't gonna be no shit like that. We gon' whoop that ass and send him back. I got a story. George Billiard. I got a story. Yeah. I got a story. Somebody trying to sneak in my frat, and it ain't gonna be no shit like that. We gon' whoop that ass and send 'em back. Hey, what's going on with y'all? KSG, what up with you? I gotta talk to the people that support me. Lucky Lefty, what up, everybody? Lulu Bean. What up with you out there? Everybody else, Bron Solo. Anybody I could see and I don't see, KC, welcome to being back. You know what I'm saying? My numbers ain't sky high, but my content is unmatchable. It's unmatchable, Dog City finest. Trust and believe that Barry Felton. It's unmatchable. For those who read this book, I've read my book. I'm about to come back and give a little inspiration because 37 years ago, to this date, I was walking out of those schools of Ivory. I was walking out the halls and I had received my degree. "37 years ago." I think that it was one of the hardest and disappointing times in my life. Tanya Breeze, what up with you, mama? Tiger Topaz. I was walking out those doors, and it's probably one of the disappointing times in my life. Anybody who read my book knew that I went to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and I played basketball there. I've showed pictures. 52 was my number. I played with Gerald Wilkins, that's Dominique Wilkins' brother that played with the Knicks. That's me, 52. That's against Clemson University where we tore their ass up in the second round. Me, 52. I was the second leading scorer. Oh yeah, Big Gene had a jump shot. Second leading scorer, second leading rebounder. Y'all see that form? Now I'm gonna show you what I really did on this one. Second leading scorer, second leading rebounder. Check out some other stuff. You know, I'm gonna show you where I'm going with that. I was airbound. It's got messed up, but I still gonna keep it because it's a great picture. I'm gonna catch up with some of y'all saying. And you can always go to that score thing that keeps the stats of all college players and see that my stats was real. All right. Oh, thank you, Libra Queen. Now, I wasn't no sports fan. I wasn't no sports fan, Basil Champ, Armando Mitchell. I used sports as an ability to get my degree and to go on in life and try to become something and somebody. In reading my book, you saw that I coach my junior year left, and we got a coach from Auburn University. His name was Mac McCarthy. He wrote a book that he talked about the perils and the situation he had with Charles Barkley. Him and Charles Barkley were supposed to be cool, but around us, he talked about Charles Barkley like Charles Barkley wasn't shit. Antoine Faulkner, much love out there to Chicago too, and you. Thank you for supporting me out there. So now, when I went down and I sat down in front of this man, salute to Charles Oakley. I'm sure he straightened out that shit that he was saying, Pac-Man. Because we had witnesses there to prove that his story about the 6'7" nigga from Bad Boy was totally different the time it happened. So, Mac McCarthy, he's out there, I think in Virginia somewhere, or West Virginia, something like that, as an athletic director. He talked to everybody on the team when he first came in, but he talked to us individually. Lucky Lefty was right there when the dude was talking about Charles Barkley and me. And he worked for Charles Barkley. He worked for Charles Barkley. He ran with Charles Barkley. So now, the dude set me in his chair. And he said to me, I've been watching these old films of you. And you ain't got nothing but dog in you. You go at it from one end to the next end. Listen. These are some of the articles. Deal defense dandy as Mox win. If Deal puts on his sunglasses, the Mox is ready for business. I got articles in here. This shit is old. The book is falling apart. I got a lot of articles in here. When I used to do my thing, third and fourth quarter, we winning, the coach would put me in the bench because he didn't want me to outscore Gerald Wilkins because Gerald Wilkins was a senior and they was trying to help him get into the pros. You know, when you got those double A Division I schools, they don't get the looks as the top like the Duke. So they might get like one or two players from their school if their record's good into the pros a year. One year our school got like three dudes into the pros. They got Willie White, Nick Markin and Russ Shaney. Two of those boys was white boys. Russ Shaney went to Philly. Nick Markins went to Golden State. And Willie White went to Denver. Then he went to L.A. So we usually just get like one or two players looked up as the pros. Thanks for that Cash App look at, Reese. Appreciate that, mama. Yeah, thanks for letting them know about 1A get to look at the 1AA. Even though they Division 1, the 1AA don't usually get the look at like the 1As till they go to camps and shit like that. But anyway, the dude set me down. He said, you'll go through a backboard to win a basketball game. So I'm sitting there like, yo, he respect my hard work. What up, big homie 334? Taj, what's good with you? He said, he respect my hard work. You get at it. So I'm like that, yeah. And I'm ready to bust these guys' ass now, coach. I'm ready. That's what I'm thinking inside my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because he's looked at the film, he know I get at it. From one end to the other. I was Dennis Rodman before there was a Dennis Rodman. When it came to the basketball court. I practiced hard so I could play hard. I truly believe in that. You practice how you play. Go hard. All the time. George Willard, thank you, sir, for telling me to smash that like button. The next words out this man's mouth will change my whole situation and change my whole ideology in life. Felicia Wells, what's up, mama? He said, even though you go hard like that, even though you play hard, this is my team. And if you don't kiss my ass, you won't play another University of Tennessee, and our nickname was the Mock Minute. That's what he said to me. Susanna, Chili Pepper. Retro, welcome to the G's. Welcome to the G's. Retro. Retro is a member, y'all. Hey, Retro. A Retro underscore 813 is a member, y'all. Retro underscore 813 is a member, y'all. Salute to you being a member, Retro. Appreciate you out there. So now, he told me if I didn't kiss his ass, and I still think about this shit still make me mad. I still want to have a conversation with this motherfucker, because if you read the book, you see what happened. But I felt like being a hard worker, being the man that I was at 22, that I'm going to tell this motherfucker what I really feel. Because he not going to get me to say I'm going to kiss his ass or nobody else's ass. If I can't get it on my own merit, if I can't work hard to get it, I must not need it, or I must don't want it. I must can't have it. If I don't need it and I can't have it. If I can't get it on my own merit and I got to kiss your ass, nah. I got to look in the mirror every day. I got to look in the mirror. I don't know what gave me the strength, and it had to be God. But I looked that motherfucker in his face, and I said to him, I'm going to get my degree. And I ain't gonna have to kiss your ass or nobody else's. I'ma get my degree, and I ain't gonna have to kiss your ass or nobody else's. 15 the boss, what up with you, mama? Yo, every day in practice, I was there, the first one on the floor, busting niggas' ass, going at it. I ain't gotta tell these stories. You can ask Carlos Jeter. Both one of his sons played pro too. Both his sons, I think, play some kind of professional sports. I know one played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He from out there in Pittsburgh. Dwight Harris out there in Georgia. Maurice Head. James Hunter down there in Florida. Rue Dog. Ruru, Detroit 1911. Big one, what up with you? Tanya, I know Ernie went through some shit like that with Jim Valvano. I knew your brother. We played on the same pro-am teams. Yeah, Felicia, I took it into the security business. Mindful spirit, routine. So now, I'm going at it. I don't get every day in practice, niggas to know. We played the blue gold game. That's the inner squad game where the first team is getting a look at from the for the people get to see the people going to start. That's when it's like a fan club day when all the fans come in, the cheerleaders. It's like we playing another school, but it's the inner squad thing. And when I'm telling you, I had like 50 killing niggas, busting niggas' ass. Was it John Hodges? I think it's John Hodges. He was a writer for the Chattanooga Times. After the game, the gold team beat the blue team. We tore their ass up. He said to me, he asked me a question. He said, why wasn't you on the first squad? And why didn't you play with the first squad? I said, you ain't gonna ask, you can't ask me that, you gotta ask the coach. He said, well, I asked the coach. The coach said, you didn't understand the system yet. The system. And I said, I don't understand the system. I thought the system was to outscore and out-rebound your opponent. And he looked at me. I said, didn't we just outscore and out-rebound the first team, the first squad? Flip Shelton, what about the BVO Boxing LLC? Hashtag TWT. 15 the boss, what up with you? Richard Sullivan, how you doing? Pretty gangster. People get mad at me because I call people name out during my chat. I want y'all to recognize we having a conversation. Y'all talking about to me by text. I'm talking to y'all by y'all hearing my voice. And I'm going to get down to this. I'm going to let y'all know what all this means. That shit stuck with me through life. It hurt me because I worked so hard not to become a professional basketball player. I worked so hard to be that dude. I wanted to start my senior year. And certain games, I didn't get much time, but he started me because the other dudes was like, fuck it. We know he really don't want to play Gene. Or dudes didn't have their grades or whatever the circumstances were, they could have been hurt or injured. He had to play me. I would go 7 for 7. I'm not making this shit up. We played, was it Davidson? I think we was playing Davidson or VMI. I went 6 for 7 or 7 for 8. He got me in the locker room at halftime. And I was just sitting there looking. And he said, and motherfucker, the only good shot you took was the one you missed. And I kind of lost it. Because all that time, he couldn't break me. I gave him no feedback. I just did what I was supposed to do. I didn't talk. I didn't say nothing. You'll find a story in here. Gene Deal, my world of bodyguard and a hip hop star. But that particular day, I said, well, you go tell them to take them shits back. Tell them to take the 7 shots I missed, I hit, and give them the one I missed. That's the way you fucking feel. Go take, I lost it. That's what he wanted me to do. He now put me in his video. He's the director now. Because he getting what he wanted. Now he got in the ear of somebody that was, I think at the time, wanted to play more than he had respect for himself. And he put the dude on me. And what I mean, he put him on him. Yo, Deal is the reason why. Deal is this. Deal is that. If Deal ain't here, get that Deal and, you know, you'll be the next one in line to play this, that, and the third, the whole 9 yards. And both of us was coming off the bench. Avo the Serpent, what up with you, boy? Thank you for that. Latoya Dominique, what up, ma? So now, Bobby Jones came at me in the locker room. I told Bobby, all that shit sound good. It may make you feel good. Elmatic. I said, but it ain't gonna be healthy, bro. All that shit you talk about what you gonna do to me, it sound good. Talking about it may make you feel good, but it ain't gonna be healthy. He swung at me. I broke his jaw, broke his nose, and fractured something else on him. Now Bobby's 6'7", 200 and something pounds too. They threw me off the team. Going into the tournament, I had Gene Bartow, one of the best minds in basketball in the South, make a statement saying that I was probably one of the best unknown forward in the country. C.O.B.Z. too. What up, Q-Rock? Nigga for life. the assistant coach came in and tried to grab me on my shit, I blacked out and damn near choked him to death. He was spreading poison, didn't like me no way, because I beat all the players out that he brought to the team. All this shit is about a system. They got coaches that are bringing players in, and if your player become a number one coach, your number one player that you brought in, you get raises and you get bonuses because the guys that you recruited helped the school. It's all a system. This world in which we live in, they have systems. It is designed by certain systems to keep us as people down. I learned that 37 years ago that I would have to be fighting systems in life for the rest of my life. We got some brothers, blue, see no, fight the criminal justice system. Some people fight the welfare and the social security system. We got people that fight the job systems. They got this so we have to fight systems all our life. And we, as people of color, get the bad end of all the systems because they design to keep us down. Show you facts. We're not going to leave here without pointing out some facts. There were about say before they developed the New Deal. I think, you know, if it don't have me, that Roosevelt helped design, Congress helped design a New Deal with a Social Security, welfare system, and everything like that. When we changed our political parties as Republicans to Democrats, because Democrat was promising us something that they never was going to deliver when they was actually trying to confuse us of ownership. That it was over 26 cities in America that were black. Well, I'm not saying, let's say 26 towns, 26 different places that were thriving black communities that had their own ownership of everything. Blacksmith, building houses, stores, shoemakers, clothing, tailoring, groceries, cattle. Yo, I'm gonna lose a lot of people on this one. But this is shit that's gotta be known. That right now, all those towns, black banks. Thank you, Lorenzo. Damn near every last one of those towns has been destroyed or underwater. Cash house buyers, I'm not trying to do this. This is the day I graduated from college, Cash, and that was 37 years ago. And I want to bring this into the systematic destruction of us. Big Ball, what up with you? The Homestead Act. Thank you, Felicia Wells, for that. Now, when we start getting conscious and getting back to what we know, they say, we gotta fool them. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Was a facade. Because Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they start doing their history. They start understanding that all of us didn't come from slave ships. All of us didn't come from being slaves through the Caribbean channels. They went from Africa, then they went to the Caribbeans to learn what to do. Yes, Miss Yak, your Mac, it was because of the Indian Act. They found that over 50,000 years ago, some of our ancestors walked across the Bering Straits. The Bering Straits came across the Bering Straits into America. Which made us indigenous, which made us America owe us. So they got into the music business. Because music has something. It has a power. It was given a power. That of God to the devil. Angela Travis. Listen, Lucifer, the most beautiful angel to look upon, and made the most righteous music of all the angels. I was able to help educate myself. Let's break it down. So they put this facade because if you look at the census up until I think it was the 20s or the 30s. Somebody help me with this. I can't recall. We was considered Indians. We was considered Indians. Because they knew QY Get out of here, QY. You talking about who is Lucifer? Stop playing, man. Natural immunity, yes, they changed it during the 1920s. Okay, thank you, sir. They changed it. The census report. I don't, Reese, don't put them out. Don't worry about that. Don't put them out. I was just playing, Reese. God damn. Reese like, oh shit. No, Reese, no. He may probably don't know who Lucifer was, Reese. Reese. You gotta love her. Reese got my back. Where my other moderators at? QY. Sorry about that. But you gotta have, when you got a good woman on your side, when you got a good woman that you know, but she got some flaws here and there, you work with her. Ain't that right, Miss Liz? So now they was all about changing this shit. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. As soon as we agree with that, damn, we got them. But before the black and the proud shit, they was talking about Negro. On my birth certificate, it says Negro. On a lot of people's birth certificate in the 70s and the 60s, it says Negro. Some people younger than me, it said colored. The fuck is colored? They was making up shit. I'm gonna get to it. Y'all. But I want to take y'all on this little ride with me. Because this is the day, 37 years ago, I graduated from those halls of ivory. So now we went from Indians. We went from colored. We went from Negro. Then we went from African Americans. No, blacks. Black. Now African American in some, and I don't know what they saying now. Motherfucker pick their sex now. Can they pick their race? I don't know. They can pick their sex now. Can they pick their race? So now they use our music to change our mindset. Black power. Black power. Black power. Q-Rock, I said African Americans, bro. Afro-American. Afro-Americans. Thank you, Rock. So now, we go and they use the music, the system of music. And they found out the system of music has moved us quicker than any other system they have put into place. They found out the system of music has moved us quicker than any other method they have put into place. Lorenzo Holloway, music is more powerful than drugs. Just the fact that they need to divide people by races, breeds, and racism and hate. Thank you, Susanna, for that one. Ja Rule's theory, 100% true. Thank you, brother. I'm different from the rest, man. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how y'all feel about Big Gene. Big Gene did this, Big Gene did that. Big Gene is a little different from the rest. Now, hip hop. This is 50 years of hip hop. Salute to Palm Magoo, Big L, Biggie. There's a lot of other brothers we lost too. Ain't nothing new and older than the sun. Facts. They take 50 years of hip hop. When hip hop was born, they saw how it moved us. They saw the heart, that's what it was used for at first. A higher infinite power healing our people. Hip hop. A higher infinite power of healing our people. Hip hop. But yet and still, instead of people of our color, people of our race, people with our same interests saying, listen here, listen, we got billionaires right now. And they not really serious about opening up schools for people of color. They do one or two right here and there. They not serious about getting a book written that will attack critical race theory, that will be like, yo, this is what really happened to black people. Forgot the name of this book, man. If y'all would read this book, if y'all would see this book, y'all would go crazy, man. Two white boys wrote it. And it showed the ugliness of what we as a people went through. It shows the ugliness of what had happened to us in the past. Everything, pictures, hangings, what barbecue and picnic really means. Pick a nigga. I'm telling you. Do anybody know what book I'm talking about? Do anybody know the book I'm talking about? Anybody that could tell me the book? Y'all tell me before I find it. It costs $126, Miss Susanna, and I swear you don't want to know that book. I swear you don't want to know that book. Lorenzo, you don't know it? Nah, Miss Amy 42. It ain't the Willie Lynch papers. Yo, listen to me. This is the second day Mo ain't been on my show. It's about to be a problem, y'all. I'm letting y'all know I'm not going for this. This the second day I ain't seen her name up here. Yo, Q Rock, what should I do, bruh? Should I just go ahead on, man? Yo, let a brother know, Q Rock. I'm tired of this. This is the second day I ain't seen, and Dr. DaCosta ain't back on her either. So let me just say, this is the second time I ain't seen neither one of them. Pretty gangster, they ain't messing with me, mama? Pretty gangster, oh, she left too? Okay, good. I know who didn't leave. Hey, Jenny Ellen. Hey, Jenny, what up with you? Is that my Jenny used to be my partner for parole? Hey, Jenny, what's up? Heard you had a baby and everything. What up, mama? Oh, my God. Nobody know the book? Mm-hmm. Y'all don't be listening to me because I told y'all the name before. Reese, you don't know the name? Wow. Let me tell you the name of it. And I'm going to get back on top of this. Yo, I'm going to fight you, Mr. Sullivan. He talking about barbecue. Oh, my God. Let me see. Nobody can win the book? It's called... I know it begins with an S. It has an S. I don't have my other phone. If I had my other phone, I could get it. Hold on. No disrespect, y'all. I'm doing a show right now, bro. I'm going to call you when I finish. All right. If I go get my other phone, I know this is so important. I want y'all to know this. If you was to get this book, your whole, it's like, you know how you felt when Roots first came out? No real, E-Real 2010. Brown is the new white. No, no. Oh my God. I gotta make a phone call. Oh my God. There it go. We got a winner. DS Tapes, Without Sanctuary. Hold on, there you go right there. D State, was that Stapes? D Stapes, would you tell him D Stapes? without sanctuary. Bron Solo, we already got a winner, bro. D States, text your information 201 to 201 969 6168. With your phone number, and I'm going to call you back. Or screenshot something and make sure I'm sending it to the right person. Yo, you do not that book, if I could give every white person in America who thought critical race theory is something of a hoax, they don't want their children to know, I would love them to have that for a fucking Christmas present. What would you have done? What would you do if your people was treated that way? Now let's get back to this music thing. September 86. She said, take it back to that. That was my first year out of college, bro. But let me take you back to this right here, this music thing. This hip hop music. We came to a point where you had the poor righteous teachers, Public Enemy, groups like Tribe Called Quest. You had New Brand Nubians. You had a lot of groups that was mindful. X-Client, Chaos One. You had a lot of groups that were mindful of what the black experience was and what we was dealing with. But our music wasn't distributed by us. Our music didn't have the, what they call it, not the producers, not the promoters, the publicists, and the people who publicize the music and everything like that. They was making decisions on how our music should be, because you had people at one time wearing more red, black, and green, and it wasn't Gucci. They was wearing red, black, and green, and it wasn't Gucci. Yeah, it was before the NWA. And they had that meeting. They had that meeting. We gonna go in a whole nother direction. Because we got too many of them becoming conscious of who they really are. You see, when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X became conscious that we were indigenous, they said it in their speeches that we are indigenous and they owe us. That was that smart nigga. Those was those educated niggas. Those was those mad and angry niggas that was ready to lead a people to come and get theirs. We want our just due now. Yo, as long as they own the radio stations, as long as they own how you record, as long as they own how you print, and all that stuff is more important to us, they're going to continue to use the system to own us. To use the system to own us. We don't have people who have the money that want to go against the people who have the money. They take people like, yo, who's that? Susanna. They take people like Puff and Jay-Z, bring them up. They got, we're going to make sure that he married Beyonce. You understand? We're going to make sure that they, because, I know I was right there when they started dating. I was in Eugene's when I could look at Jay and see how he was looking at Beyonce at the club when all of them came up in there. Beyonce, Jay, Kelly, Michelle, Dame Dash, Jennifer Lopez, and Puff. They all up in Eugene party, and I'm the only security there for them. So I seen how Jay was looking at her. She was a 18, 19-year-old tenderoni. So now they got people and Beyonce, people who love Jay, people who love Beyonce, they get together. So now whatever Jay say, whether you like it or not, because you like Beyonce and you like his music, when you know it's dead wrong, that instead of building a stadium right there, building affordable housing so people can have a place to live. They use our own people against us. And we let them go with that. We say it's all right. Not your immunity. Well, y'all all got y'all way of thinking and everything like that. Um, they wasn't scared of who Tupac was. They was scared of what they couldn't control about what Tupac would say. If that little rap dude could get 100,000, 200,000 people in 14th Street, around 14th Street, what would you think Tupac could get if he had social media and the time he was with, he was there to come out. They had over 100,000 kids out there tearing up people's cars, doing all kind of crazy things. So they wasn't scared of who Tupac was. No, they wasn't. They were scared of what Tupac was able to say. That's what I believe. Had he been as powerful and stayed on the track and the way these kids react, or who he could spark. You heard what he said. I won't do it, but I might spark the minds, the influencer. You understand? He said, I might not do it, but I might spark the mind of somebody to do it. But he may have, said about drug dealers and everything in his music, but he was going to change. He was in the path to changing. You know, that's what he was using to sell music and everything like that. But he did enough music to know that he had the ability to change his whole process. All right. These systems are in place, and they trying to make sure that these systems make this world even when they won't even be here. They trying to set these systems up so even when they won't even be here, that they grandkids, they great grandkids, what do you mean I'm playing both sides, Richard Weatherspoon? I'm on no side. I'm telling what I'm thinking. Now, if that goes to both sides, then that's what it is. If that's the way you look at it. Yes. They trying to play it where when they won't be here, their grandkids and their great grands will live the life. Yes, the English language is a mockery because the English language was built up as spells for for the English language was basically, they were saying, was spells oriented. Now, Mr. Weatherspoon. Oh, you talking about, no, Tupac had, you got to realize he had gangster music, then he had Brenda Had a Baby. You understand what I'm saying? He had gangster music, then he had Dear Mama. He had the ability to go any way. Spiritual, social, and systematic. Were they using the music through the system to F us up? They using the music. This one guy was sitting up saying that, man, we in the club listening to how to kill a nigga, how you gonna kill a nigga for the next 30 songs. They got 30 songs. Yo, if you keep repeating stuff, say it by mouth, believe it in thy mind, and it shall happen. If you keep repeating the same systematic murder music in your mind, you saying it out the mouth. Peep game. God looked in the word, said, let there be light. Then it was light. God said, let the water separate the land. Then it was. God said unto the word, let the night separate the day. Then it was. So now, if God is within, why God just didn't say nothing and just start it? I'm going to think the night going to separate the day. I'm going to think the land going to be separated by the water. I'm going to think I said night, day, land, water. I'm just going to think all those things. No, God was trying to teach you that what you think in your mind and say out your mouth is more important. It gives you the power. J. Ruth, I'm trying to get them to understand. You sitting up there thinking about murder music in your mind. I'm going to get me a nigga. I'm going to kill me a nigga. I'm going to stab me a nigga. I'm going to hurt me a nigga. Huh. I'm going to get me a nigga. I'm going to hurt me a nigga. I'm going to stab me a nigga. I'm going to huh. And you repeating that. First time you open your eyes and see you a nigga, you going to try to kill him. Creed speaks 23. Because words have power. You're speaking it into existence. They are using the system against us. They have always used the system against us. Who's that? Six Truck TV say, yo, when he listen to West Coast music, he be crip walking in the grocery store. Listen, understand that those systems out there with the government, local, federal, state, to keep us down. There's systems in the music. They use these things to try to hurt us because they know that if they leave us alone if they don't get involved in hurting us, we will come back and help ourselves. Because we are those of God. And we know God. It's just like a good woman. You give her a house, she'll make a home. She'll take that home and make it your castle. She'll take that castle and help you build an empire. And with that empire, you'll have your family. She make us all strong. Big Gene, I'm out. 37 years ago, I was a youngster coming out of college. I didn't know I was going to make this impact on the hip hop and the community at large. But I'm glad that I have, and I will continue as long as God give me the breath to do it. Peace out, y'all. Be good.